It's here, and I can't wait to unbox it and get it set up. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Jeremy. Welcome to Steampunk Power-Ups, the show where we make awesome educational resources and experiences using a little creativity and a little technology. This is the second episode in a series about character spreadsheets. We're going to be using those to distribute privileges and advantages to students. In this COVID-19 world, our ways of doing things as teachers has to change. We have to adapt, we have to overcome. So this spreadsheet system is a way of distributing things like item cards and badges to students. These are things that can be used in a gamified classroom environment, or that can be just used in a regular classroom, right? So this is just looking at a way that we can engage students, have a little bit of fun. So again, this is the second video in the series. This is the unboxing video. So I'm going to show you how to set this thing up, how to link all of these sheets together, and then how to add some additional characters, add some additional spots for more students if the ones that I have set in there are not enough for you. So we're going to go ahead and jump over here now to see the spreadsheets that you will need for this project. So I will put the links for the ones that I've developed down in the description, and then the one additional one that you'll need is a gamification database developed by Mr Matera. So you'll need to go to his website, michaelmatera.com, and buy that one. It's a resource that's well worth the money, but I'll give you the other three for free. So, link them all together. You'll just have this super awesome system. So here's the four that you'll need. The three that are in the description are the character sheet teacher view, the skill tracker, and then the student view for your character sheet. Okay, so and then the last one you'll need here is the gamification database built by Mr Matera. So again, you'll have to go to his website to buy that one, and then we can just link all of these together. Now, technically, you could use my three sheets independently, but you'd have a lot of typing to do, a lot of inputting to do, and it's just going to be way smoother if you use Michael's system in addition to it. That's what I'm planning on doing, so there we go. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at setting up the character sheet for the teacher view. And so I've put these little descriptions in here where it says what to insert the links to. So this says insert the link to Mr Matera's gamification database. So we'll go ahead and go over to Mr Matera's here, and we'll go ahead and insert this link. Now, of course, this is my copy of it. It's populated with my student data. Now, this is fake student data. Don't worry, it's not real. I've changed it around and mixed it up so that it represents no one, but it's good for the purposes of making a video. All right, so I usually populate this data on this sheet designed by Michael with a Google form too, so it's really easy to populate. You just copy and paste after you've asked the correct information for them. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit the copy here, and then we'll go back over to the teacher view character sheet and hit paste. Now I'm showing you that with the copy paste, but really I would probably use the keyboard shortcut. It's a little bit easier. Control C, Control V. And then you notice here it's mad at me. It's asking for these references and stuff, and the reason for that is you just have to allow access. So I'll hit the allow access, and there we go. It populates all in nice and pretty there. And so now we should start to be getting some information into these other pages. So we see here we've got information populated into the badges page now, and we've got, well, we still need to pull over skills, but that's a good start. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull the link for skills. So it says insert the link for skills tracker here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to the skills tracker page, and same thing. We'll just hit that URL there and Control C and paste it in there, Control V. And again, it's going to be angry because it wants permission. So we'll go ahead and grant permission there, and it will start to fill in some data, but not completely, okay? Because this piece is from information from the skills tracker, and that's not set up yet. So once we've inserted those links on each of those pages, we'll want to go ahead and hide those link spots just so it's a little bit prettier. So we'll go ahead and hide that row. And we'll go to skills here, and we'll go ahead and hide that row. And so we'll see things are starting to look nicer here. We're starting to get a little bit of information here. You can see my player one, I had one card assigned to him already still there, the throne that was there. Okay, but we're still not quite there, and that's because all of this data pulls from the skills tracker. So let's go ahead and go to the skills tracker here. And the skills tracker is going to ask for 2 pieces of information there. Instead of just one. They're in one nice spot there. So the first one's going to be the link to the character sheet. So we'll go ahead and go to the character sheet there. Control C. And we'll paste that in there. Control V. Okay, the second one here is going to be the link to the control center developed by Michael Matera. So again, we'll go over to that one. Control C. And Control V. Okay, and let's see here. Do I have the permissions? There we go. Allow access. The other one, I guess, already had permission. So there we go. Okay, and so now that starts to populate in here. You can see now I've got some, let's scroll up a little bit here. There we go. Now I've got some names, and I've got some gamer tags and all of that, so that's good. If I go back over to the character sheet, okay, now some data starting to pull in there, so we're looking pretty good. So there's those 2 sheets pretty well set and connected and ready to go. Next one we need here is this data does us no good if our students can't look at it. That's kind of the whole point, right? I can't hand them a physical card if they're at home doing distance learning or doing learning from home. So they need to be able to access it digitally. So I need to insert here the link to our teacher view sheet again. So there we go, Control C. And we'll insert it in there, Control V. And it will probably get angry at me. And we'll hit allow access. And sometimes when I copy and paste these, maybe I don't get the whole URL, or there's an error or something. Usually if you try it again and do it again, if after you've allowed permission it still has an error, it will work for you. So then we'll go ahead and hide that one. So now, there we go. Now we should all be set up. Let's go ahead and give this a little test run here. So let's go ahead and give player 1 here a badge and a item. So let's go ahead and go to equipment, and let's give him an item. Let's go with a magical tome. Let's go ahead and give another player an item while we're at it. Let's go ahead and give player, oh look, 29. 29 already has an item, so I'll give 29 an item there, the magical harp. Let's go ahead and give each of them a badge as well. So we'll give player 1 the student teach badge. And let's see, we were at 29, right? Here we go. Let's give 29 the squad badge. Okay, now if we go back over to the players page, there we go. There's my student teach badge. There's my magical tome, so that's working great. And then if we scroll down here to player 29, there we go. Oh, there's his magical harp. And his squad badge, of course, doesn't have an avatar because I only put in a few sample avatars there. So there we go. And that's kind of the nice thing about the system too, is you can use any portion of these that you choose to. If you don't want that avatar box in there, you can delete that out. You don't have to use it. Okay. All right. So there we go. That's all that set up. And in the student view one here, it should show the same thing. So let's see if I go to the contents page here and I look at player 1. Okay, there we go. There's my magical tome for player 1. And then if I go to player, let's see, 29. There it is. There we go. There's my magical harp. There's my squad badge. We're good to go. All right, so there we go. That's that. So now the next question that we have, the next thing that we need to wonder about is how we can add additional players here. So let's go ahead and go back to the teacher view, and let's say that you needed more than 130 players. Maybe you have 150, 180, something like that. How could you add more players? Well, I've set these sheets up so that they populate down to I think 200 different slots that are available, just pre-programmed and ready to go. But I've only typed in 130, 131 of these player tags here. Actually, I think maybe I think I had 130 on the student page. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. So if I wanted to add an additional player, we'll go ahead and just type in the player number, and we'll go 132 in this case. There we go. And then we'll go ahead, and that should populate over to the badges page here. There we go, 132. And that will sort of populate over to the skills tracker. And I say sort of because it will give me the player numbers here, but it will only give me as many as I have on the data chart as I've copied and pasted already. So I've got 130 here. So I need to add an additional row. I need to add one more row. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all of these pages here. Okay, all those rows there, not pages. And I'll just hit Control-C, Control-V, and that should give me a good start on most of this. Now it will copy all of these numbers and operations over, gamer tag player number. It'll copy all of that over really nicely. But what it won't copy over nicely is what the next thing in the sequence should be for some of these other boxes. So notice here, if I look at this, it says roster C134, and this one it says roster C141. I really want it to be the next one in sequence, right? So that means this should be C135, and that's going to be the case for each of these. If I look at this one, it says D141. I want it to be the next in the sequence, 135, right? This is 134, 135. For this one, it says 141. Again, I want it to be 135, just the next one in the sequence, right? 134, 135. This one here, player number, there we go, 135. And now that should be set. And when I get it, hey, look, that one even populates in 131. Good to go. I've only got 118 students in or something like that in the sheet right now. So that's why there's no students' names populating down in here. I just don't need that many slots, and that's why I didn't type that many slots. As far as the student view goes here, we still have a little bit of a problem because I don't have a 132 page. I only go up to 131. Oh, actually, let's see. I was only at 130 here. I need to add another one. Let's go ahead and do that again. So we'll go one more time. Control-C, Control-V. Okay, and there we go. If we were at 135, now it should be at 136. Okay, and 136. Okay, and 136. And there we go, and there's 132. Okay, so now we're set. Okay, guess I wasn't quite at the same number on all of them. That's fine. Okay, so you can see here, though, my issue, right? I've got only 131 on this page. Well, let's add another one. The way I'll do that is I'll just click here and hit duplicate. And now I've got this new character sheet, and I'll rename it, and I'll just call it P132. Okay, and then this drop down here, I don't want it to be 131. I want it to be 132. And there we go. Okay, and so now that's all set and good to go. Okay, so now all our sheets are linked together. Everything's working good. I should be able to give the items and all that, and students will be able to view them. So what I want to do now is hide these extra sheets here. So I'm going to go ahead and hide those ones, because when I go to share this as view only, either on Google Classroom or on your class website, I don't want students to see kind of the background info here. I'm really okay with them being able to scroll through and to see what all of the other players have, what their other items are, because there's no student names on these pages. There's just gamer tags and player numbers, right? And so that's information that only the players themselves have. And so if they share that out, then they've shared that out, right? So I'm not really concerned with it being able to see all of them. That being said, if you want it to be a little bit easier for your students, what you should be able to do is tell them to click on their player number page and then bookmark that page, just regular bookmark. And then when they come back to the sheet later, that should pop up automatically from their bookmarks. So that's kind of a nice little option there. You'll see some of these hidden columns here and there. Those are for those extra navigation bars. Just because, like I hid the equipment and badges and skills bars pages, I'm going to want to hide those again here because I'm not going to want students navigating there. And I don't know why it's highlighting everything when I'm doing that. There it goes. And we'll go ahead and hide that one. And I think I might have had one open here. No, I didn't. It's hidden still. Okay, so now that's all set. You could share it with your students. And like I said, I would share that view only. That one's all set. That one's all set. And you're good to go. So any of your students' experience points, their level, their gamer tag, their player number, all that stuff will populate onto their pages automatically. I think I mentioned in the other video, this here would be the spot for gold, but I'm not presently using gold in my current game, so I just changed the font color to match that so that you can't actually see the gold for right now. If you want students to be able to use the gold, you'll just have to go through and change those font colors. But otherwise, that's it. You're all set up. You're all ready to go. So let's go ahead and then the last couple things that I just need to tell you are, if you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and check out that one. If you haven't seen part 3, go ahead and check out that one. Part 3 is for you to know the functions, know how each of those parts work, so that if something goes wrong, you can fix it and you can kind of know how all these things are connected together. Part 1 is kind of explaining the why, all the different little pieces there. Like I said, you're going to need Michael Matera's spreadsheet off of his website. So you'll want to go to michaelmatera.com and check him out. If you want to follow him on Twitter, you can follow at Mr Matera. He's got lots of really great resources. He's got a book called Explore Like a Pirate you should definitely check out. He's got a podcast. He's got a YouTube channel. So give him a follow and you can see all the resources that he has available. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can check me out at Mr Cedarquist. So that's it. That's all I've got for you for this video. I'll see you in part 3. Go out and make something